So we're going to move on a little bit, and one of the things that we like to do, of course, is showcase, highlight worthy causes and those that take care of our veterans and their families. And one here that's particularly near and dear to our heart is Semper Fi and the America's Fund. General Dunford, chairman of the Joint Chiefs, former chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Dunford, helps lead that organization. We have a couple of their leaders coming on. First, I want to read the bio of Susan Rucco and have her come on, and then we are going to bring on Corporal Josh Bleill, I believe I'm saying his name correctly, and have them tell us a little bit about that and why you should care, why you should maybe want to get involved. But first off, I want to say a few words about Susan. Susan Rucco, Executive Vice President, has held a position in Semper Fi and America's Fund since January of 2006. Under Susan's leadership, Semper Fi and America's Fund case managers have assisted thousands of service members needing assistance. She also provides outreach to the military and VA hospitals, liaisons with military senior leadership, develops new programming, and works for the overall mission of Semper Fi and America's Fund. For over 30 years, Susan was involved in a Marine Corps Family Readiness Program. Susan and her husband Mike have been married for 38 years. Mike is a retired United States Marine Corps Lieutenant General, and we thank him for his service, and we wish him and all of the other Devil Dogs happy birthday. So if we can, let's bring on Susan. Hello, Susan. How are you?
Hello. Thank you so much for having us today and for giving us this opportunity to talk about Semper Fi and America's Fund.
That's wonderful. I'd love to have you guys talk a little bit about it. I want to give Josh's background. It's a little lengthy, but it's very important. I think that our audience hears a little bit more about him, but then I want him to come tell his own story. So Corporal Josh Bleill, I think I'm saying that name correct, hopefully. If not, a Marine will tell me, I'm sure. Joined the Marine Corps Reserves in 2004. After graduation from basic training at Marine Corps Recruit Repo, San Diego, California in August 2005, Corporal Bleill completed additional training as an infantry rifleman and was assigned to the 3rd Battalion, 24th Marine Regiment, which is a reserve infantry battalion headquartered in St. Louis, Missouri. Corporal Bleill continued to train at facilities in and around Terre Haute, Indiana, where he was activated for a tour of duty in Iraq with the 1st Battalion, 24th Marine Regiment. Corporal Bleill was conducting combat patrols in Fallujah, Iraq on the 15 October 2006 when he was very seriously wounded after his vehicle was struck by an improvised explosive device. Josh lost both legs above the knee, sustained a broken jaw, crushed hip, dislocated pelvis, a concussion, several broken fingers, and numerous lacerations. In the many months of recovery following his injuries in Iraq, Josh has mentored other wounded warriors, and he has participated in a study of individuals using the newest technologies for prosthetic legs. He has had unbelievable opportunities, including receiving the Purple Heart from President George W. Bush and attending the 2007 Super Bowl to see his favorite football team, the Indianapolis Colts, claim the Lombardi Trophy. Corporal Bleill's most recent accomplishment was to receive his advanced certification in scuba diving. Josh moved home to Indiana in August of 2006. He recently built a home in Anderson. He's blessed with 2 children, Ali, who turned 10 in January, and Gunnar, who is 9. They enjoy swimming and gymnastics. Josh resigned from his position as the community spokesperson for the Indianapolis Colts and now has his own motivational speaking company. Josh, it's an honor to have you. Susan, it's an honor to have you here. And would love for you guys to talk a little bit about yourselves and why you're involved in the Semper Fi and America's Fund, and really a little bit about what it means to you. Let's start with Susan, if that's all right.
Absolutely. Yes, the fund is near and dear to my heart. I started out as a volunteer back in 2005 and never left. It truly is a family. We have an amazing, dedicated group of staff and volunteers, many of whom are military spouses and veterans, all of who care so very much about our military. They understand the needs of the veterans, and it's very near and dear to their hearts. So I really believe that's one of the great successes of the fund.
So hello, Josh. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having us here.
Good. Now, did I get that name right?
You absolutely did. Yeah, you nailed it.
Okay,
perfect.
Good. Probably German. I used to speak
It is.
German. Okay, good. Okay. Well, it's great to have you. If you would, maybe you could tell us a little bit about how this has impacted your life, how it's made a difference in your life, and how you've contributed to it. But also maybe about how it's a little different, because we know about a lot of charities. I mean, we have raised money and been involved in a lot of very worthy causes, and some do more than others, right? And so if you wouldn't mind telling me a little bit about how this has impacted your life and why this one you think is special, and what you guys do that's special.
Absolutely. And, all the organizations out there are wonderful. And, we support all those, and work. The Simplifying America's Fund works with other organizations, because any other organization doing something for our veterans, we're going to support. But the Simplifying America's Fund, I first interacted with when I was injured. I was still trying to just fight to survive after I was hit by an IED. And so they introduced themselves to my family as soon as I was injured. They provided plane tickets to my family because they knew that I needed to be surrounded by friends and family and just love and support going through the most difficult time in my life. But over the years, is the biggest part of why the fund is so amazing, is that they establish a relationship, because they not only understand mentally I'm going to have a different lifestyle, but physically I'm not always going to have everything I may need or even consider knowing what I'm going to need. So they provide things like adaptive cars. They come in and help modify our homes. They do all this stuff and basically say, you know what, we're going to be there every step of your way. Not just now, not just 2 years from now, but I've been injured for now 15 years, and every single week, month, they're checking in with me. They're still providing things. During the whole last year of the pandemic, they were sending, to do things for my kids, from puzzles to gift certificates. They're always providing, and they're always reaching out. They don't let us get lost. And a lot of times with our veterans, when something goes wrong, we tend to hide and shelter. And that's when, we know the numbers on depression and suicides among veterans, and they establish that relationship. And, I can look and see Susan on here, and we are friends, and, Lisa Colleen, we're friends, and all the people that work there are my friends. And we call them caseworkers. And I've laughed before that. I think only in like 2 interviews have I called them caseworkers, because I have their phone numbers. They text me. They know my children. We go out together, when we go on these, fundraisers and golf tournaments and everything they offer. So it's really, the fund separates themselves by keeping a relationship going and making sure our relationships are strong within our families, with our fellow Marines, so we don't get lost in the cracks, but also at the same time providing us to have the best possible life that we can have. Whether it be different or new, it's still going to be wonderful.
Oh, that's wonderful. Your personal experience with the fund is a great testimonial. You're also a great role model for people who, clearly you stay fit, you're very active, you're very positive, et cetera, even though you've gone through a great deal on behalf of your fellow Americans in your service. I just want to say, gosh, I wish I had half of your vim and vigor, et cetera, and especially given all that you've gone through. So you're a real great role model. Susan, if you would, maybe talk a little bit more in depth about these services, because the breadth and depth of what you do is really impressive, and I don't think people know about it. So if you would mind.
Absolutely. Since our inception in 2003, we've assisted 27,000 service members. We help combat wounded, critically ill, and catastrophically injured, active duty and veterans from every branch of the armed services. We are able to provide resources so our service members can make it through their recovery, but also transition back into their communities. And that assistance oftentimes comes in the form of bedside support or adaptive housing and transportation, as Josh talked about. We also have programming, such as our visiting nurses, who help our service members manage their medical care, and our veteran-to-veteran peer support program, and also our apprenticeship program, to name just a few. We provide quality of life solutions while not duplicating what the VA provides. Because we've been doing this for nearly 2 decades, oftentimes our service members will say that we can anticipate their needs before they even know what the next stage of their recovery is. I know we have a video to share if you have it handy. I'm not sure if you do, David, if you'd like to share it.
We will certainly cue that up.
Sure.
And, I appreciate that. I don't think people fully understand the breadth and depth of what you guys do, and it's really commendable.
Thank you so much.
Cue that up right now.
At Semper Fi in America's Fund, we are more than a charity. We are a family. Founded in 2003, the fund began with a mission to let our service members, veterans, and their families know 2 things. They are never alone, and there is hope for a brighter tomorrow. For over 17 years, we have provided tailored, individualized support to thousands of combat wounded, critically ill and injured service members, military family members, and veterans from all branches of the U.S. Armed Forces. Our team includes specially trained case managers, visiting nurses, military spouses, veterans, and an amazing group of patriotic staff members and volunteers who are honored to walk alongside our service members on their road to recovery. Our one-to-one service model is also completely unique among veteran organizations, ensuring that our military warriors and their families achieve the highest quality of life and independence. We have given away grants totaling over $260 million, and we are honored to have received the best possible ratings from Charity Navigator, Charity Watch, and GuideStar. To date, we have assisted over 27,000 service members and their families, each with their own unique story to tell.
My name is Ryan Volton, Captain, United States Marine Corps, retired, and I had flown helicopters in the Marine Corps, and I deployed overseas in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom in January of 2007. On that deployment, my unit was conducting live fire training exercises in the country of Jordan. My aircraft was struck by friendly fire. My aircraft was completely destroyed. I suffered severe third-degree burns to my arms, hands, head, and face. My left hand was crushed, and my left leg was traumatically amputated below the knee.
We hadn't been in the hospital even 48 hours when I was contacted by Semper and America's Fund to tell me that whatever we needed, she was there for. She said the doctors and the nurses were there to take care of Ryan, but the Semper and America's Fund was there to take care of us for anything else that they couldn't take care of. It was just amazing to have someone who knew that we were gonna need things even before we knew that we were gonna need things. Some of the first ways that they helped out was getting family members to come and assist us. I was 7 months pregnant, and so the Semper and America's Fund was able to fly out family members to help support me while I was supporting him. Semper and America's Fund arranged and paid so that a friend could drive my vehicle to me with all the things that we needed for the baby. They found us a furnished apartment that we could stay in until base housing became available to us.
The fund is part of our story and our recovery, and really part of our family at such a critical time. The confidence and the stability and the support that that gives us it's hard to put into words.
To me, the fund means we always have someone who has our back. The fund means that we're never alone. We're never forgotten. The fund gives you the safety to take more risks in reclaiming your life.
To donors that have given to the fund and that will continue to, thank you, and know that every dollar, every ounce of energy is poured directly and effectively into wounded veterans and our families and our lives. It's had such a profound and positive impact in our recovery, so thank you.
Thank you just seems like such a small word for the impact that has changed our lives, that has given us a life, that's given us a life that we didn't even know was possible. You know, when your whole world turns upside down in a moment, you cannot see past the day. And to be 14 years out and know that all that we've accomplished in our lives, which we've had to work for, but we only did it because we could only do it because we had the safety of knowing that we weren't alone. Thank you just seems so small, you know, because we couldn't have done it alone. I am absolutely floored that Bob and Renee Parsons, they would care so much, to give so much, and to be there for people like us, for our family. We'll forever be grateful. We're so thankful.
It's so hard to measure, just personally knowing the impact it's had in our lives, our children's lives. I can't even imagine, you know, what our recovery would be like, what our lives would be like without the fund. Thank you, Bob and Renee, for your match.
Inspired by heroes like Ryan and his family, we have made a commitment to every warrior under our care to proudly honor their courage, resilience, grit, and tireless dedication to our country. Why? Because at the Fund, we believe freedom is a gift we pass on to our children, paid for by the sacrifices of those who served and carry the wounds of war, and those who will serve in the future. At the Fund, we provide an opportunity for everyday Americans to show our heroes the respect they deserve and the deepest gratitude of our proud nation. At the Fund, we ensure those who sacrifice to defend our freedom, our wounded and recovering warriors, are never forgotten. Because at the Fund, we are more than a charity. We are family. Today, tomorrow, together.
Well, hello, everyone. That was an amazing video. I appreciate that very much. It gives a better understanding of what you guys are about. You know, people say that they support our military. They're appreciative. They have gratitude. Best way is to support an organization like this one. If you guys wouldn't mind, please tell folks how they can give financially, and also how they can maybe get involved in the various programs that you provide, be a volunteer, all that sort of thing, and give them your web address if you would.
Absolutely. We do want you to know that your donations are put to good use. Since our inception, 92 cents of every dollar has gone to programs benefiting service members and their families. We just launched our 10th Double Down for Veterans campaign. Donations received from now until December 31st will be matched dollar for dollar by the Bob and Renee Parsons Foundation, up to $10 million. So your support is needed now more than ever. Please go to our website, thefund.org, to donate, but also to volunteer. We have opportunities around the country to host events for us, to host a wine tasting or a golf tournament, or to just come and support us. So we would love to see you in whatever capacity you want to give. We thank you so much for giving us time today, giving us the opportunity to share our stories, and also for recognizing the lifelong needs of our wounded.
So thank you so much. Anyway, we're going to have the great honor of honoring General Dunford in the spring with our Magellan Award. You guys are going to be here. It's going to be fantastic. Josh, I hope you can join us, and I hope everyone listening center. We're hoping that President Bush will join us. We have a star-studded lineup. General Petraeus will be hosting, so be on the lookout for that. But mostly be on the lookout for what you guys, these guys are doing with the Semper Fi and the America's Fund. Please give to them, generously, and help support the work you guys do. I hope they will. Thank you so much. Thanks for your service.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.